You're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report with your host, Greg Mengelt.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're listening to the Central Indiana Sports Report, you're exactly the audience we were hoping for. Today is December 1st, 2024. It's a Sunday, so it's another day for the Central Indiana Sports Report. I'm your host, Greg Mengelt. Susie Mengelt is in the control room. Our girls basketball scoreboard for Saturday is a little late this week. All the holiday travel, I got a little bit behind. I think you'll understand. Actually, I don't really care if you understand. If you do care about me being a little late, you're not the kind of audience I was hoping for. In all seriousness, I'm always going to do the best that I can, no more and no less. Exactly the best that I can. On Monday, we plan on having lots of guests for our girls basketball week in review, where we'll recap every single team that had at least one game this week. We'll also name our player of the week, performance of the week, coach of the week, team of the week, and some other stuff like that as we think of it. This one is going to be a little bit quick. I have to be up in less than 6 hours to return to school. Can't wait to see the kids again. Even the troublemakers, maybe even especially the troublemakers. Please don't tell them I said that. Let's start with Saturday's scores. Kokomo improved to 6-0 and 1-0 in the North Central Conference with a 54-35 win over winless Anderson. Richmond edged Muncie Central 43-37 and is now 2-0 in the NCC. Oak Hill is 6-1 after a 49-45 win over Manchester. Wabash defeated Madison Grant 68-25, the Argyle's fourth straight loss. Anderson Prep is 7-3 after a 77-61 win over Crosstown rival Liberty Christian. 2A number 5 Eastern Hancock beat Wapahani in a big Mid-Eastern Conference game. 3A number 15 Jennings County edged Pendleton Heights 49-47. And Hamilton Heights fell to 0-6 with a 57-20 loss to Huntington North. Some other just outside of our area scores that you might be interested in. New Pal beat Whiteland 59-49 and is now 4-2 on the season. 14th ranked Noblesville is also 4-2 after a 64-32 win over Mount Vernon. Fishers defeated Perry Meridian 54-40 to improve to 6-2. Class 4A number 2 Hamilton Southeastern topped Chicago Fremd 46-41. Westfield beat number 10 Franklin Central 55-43 to improve to 3-4. Number 1 Lawrence Central beat Ben Davis 67-27. And Delphi lost a close one 42-38 against visiting North White. Seniors Brooklyn Buzzard and Anna Doty scored 15 points apiece as Wabash defeated Madison Grant 68-25 on the road. For the Argyles, freshman Grace Wood had 9 points and 8 rebounds. Marley Neiman finished with 8 points and 2 rebounds. Olivia Dunham 3 points and 7 boards. And Madeline Holloway contributed 5 points and 5 rebounds in the loss. We'll have Madison Grant head coach Jace Martin on Monday's Week in Review to talk about the Argyles' recent play. His 1-5 team hosts 2-3 Tri-Central on Tuesday. Oak Hill used a balanced effort to outduel Manchester for a 49-45 home victory. Senior Alexa Myers and sophomore Landry Hardman scored 10 points apiece. Senior Liz Godfrey had 8, sophomore Erica Newhouse 7, and junior Lydia Trexler 5 for the Golden Eagles. They are now 6-1, their best start since their 2019 state championship team. Oak Hill goes to Elwood for a CIC contest on Friday. The Panthers are also 6-1. Manchester senior Molly Shinap tied Hardman and Myers with a game-high 10 points. Junior forward Elena Stewart had 16 points, 15 rebounds, 4 block shots, and 2 steals to help boost Kokomo to a 54-35 North Central Conference win over Anderson and a 6-0 start to the season. The Wildcats used a 14-4 advantage in the second quarter to jump out to a 20-11 halftime lead, then outscored the winless Indians 34-24 in the second half of their conference debut. Sophomore guard Satira Scott had 13 points for Kokomo, and junior guard Amara Stroman contributed 7 points, 4 assists, 3 steals, and 3 rebounds to the win. Anderson was led by 14 points from sophomore forward Uriah Scott. The Indians shot 25% from the floor and were 0 for 8 from behind the three-point arc. Richmond is 2-0 in the NCC after a 43-37 home win over Muncie Central. The Bearcats are now 1-1 in conference play, and both teams are 3-4. Central hosts Indianapolis Tech on Thursday. Sophomore star Kinsey Koch led Eastern Hancock to a big Mid-Eastern Conference victory over Wapahani with 20 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block shot. It's the first loss of the season for the Raiders, who are now 4-1 overall and 2-1 in conference play. They're at Blue River Tuesday in another conference game. Anderson Prep is 7-3 after an entertaining 77-61 home win over crosstown rival Liberty Christian. We have a report from Rob Hunt, who covered the game for the Herald-Bulletin on Saturday afternoon.
Liberty Christian was at APA, and Liberty Christian, of course, we're making a return to the court after 2 years off. And APA won this game by 15. Olivia Peoples has a big game. I think she was an assist away from a triple-double, actually, which is impressive for a 6'3" post player. Kind of one of the stories that come away from that game is Serenity Conyers, the freshman for Liberty Christian. She scored, I believe, 27 in their first game when they beat I can't remember who it was in that first opener.
Phelan?
Scored 30. I'm sorry.
Was it Phelan Academy?
That may very well have been it. Come out and she hit for 39 yesterday, and that was the first 39 yesterday morning, and that was the first time I had seen her play, and that's legit. She was hitting some threes. She was getting to the rim, some impressive ball handling and spin in the lane and traffic. She's the real deal. I'd heard about her from, of course, my boss George Bremer. He works with the Liberty kids. His daughter goes there, so he works with the Liberty kids at the middle school level, and he had been preaching to me to watch out for this kid, and I'm convinced. She is absolutely legit right now as a freshman. One of the top. I mean, we've kind of. I told him, I said, we've kind of got our big four right in the county. With Wills, Warfel, and Hosier, and Hupfer, I think, is the fourth.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Hamillton. I'm not so sure this girl isn't number 5 right now.
Wow. That's impressive.
There's a couple other kids maybe make an argument. Emma Key's having a phenomenal year right now for Frankton.
Breland
Olivia
Norris.
Jones is the talent. I'm sorry?
Breland Norris.
Yes, Breland Norris. I don't want to leave her out, but this kid's right in that mix with that group. So if you get a chance, I know they're playing a limited schedule because they played yesterday with 5 kids. One fouled out at the end of the third quarter, so they started the fourth quarter with 4. Another fouled out. They played the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game with 3 players.
Whoa!
And hung with them.
Wow.
And APA is that. I know historically maybe not that's not an impressive thing, but that team's going to win their sectional.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I think.
They're pretty good, and they're competitive with pretty good teams. So
it's a pretty weak sectional. I think APA is going to win that sectional, which will be historic and an amazing moment for those girls. But for Liberty to hang with them with just the 3 kids there toward down the stretch was pretty impressive. So that was. I know the fellows are getting all the attention this week, but that one kind of under the radar got my attention Saturday morning.
And Pendleton Heights lost 49-47 to Jennings County in a single-day shootout at Brownsburg on Saturday. The Arabians fell to 4-4 despite 20 points and 8 steals from senior Casey Werfel and 15 points and 9 rebounds from sophomore Ada Hupfer. Heights hosts Mount Vernon in a Hoosier Heritage Conference contest on Saturday afternoon. The Central Indiana Sports Report Girls Basketball Player of the Day is Kokomo junior forward Elena Stewart, who had 16 points, 15 rebounds, 4 block shots, and 2 steals to help Kokomo beat Anderson 54-35 and improve to 6-0 on the season. It's the second time Elena has been the Central Indiana Sports Report Player of the Day. And now you know everything we know about Central Indiana girls basketball. Thanks once again to Rob Hunt for being a great friend to the podcast and being very giving with his time. He is so passionate about his job, I can't thank him enough. And thanks to you for listening. Go right now and like, subscribe, or follow us on every single platform that you can. Don't forget that we are now streaming on YouTube as well. Just search Central Indiana Sports Report, and all of our podcasts are streaming there. One last thing. I know you know somebody who would enjoy the Central Indiana Sports Report. Please copy and paste one of our episodes to them so they can hear it. And maybe now they can start to enjoy the Central Indiana Sports Report as well. We're just trying to spread the word. Anyway, always appreciate you for listening. Central Indiana Sports Report is a product of ITG Media.